Yo, what up, fam? How we doing? What up, Adil? Awooks, Quincy, Isabel, Varun. Good evening, family. How are we? Good evening, fam. Happy Friday. Been a crazy week with the rate hikes, the volatility. Obviously, a lot of QT going on with the Fed rate hikes, fam. It's been nuts, the volatility. I would say that Bitcoin has held up relatively well, which is going to be making to my next point. We are closing in 49 minutes, and if they can change this candle to be green and over this line, over this box, generally over this box, really, then we're talking business. If not, all it is a liquidity grab, fam. This is the resistance we're looking at until we throw a 4 hour over 19.562. Don't expect anything more. All right, just don't. We're going into the weekend. A lot of crazy shit could happen. We're at resistance, fam. In my opinion, we're basically at resistance. We shouldn't really go any further. We could get to the line 19,560. Last night we did, and we closed underneath basically 19.5. We closed 19.5 the other night. Brian, yo, thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Dill, awake. Sony V3, let's go. Which emails do you recommend on higher time frames? Daily, weekly, maybe even monthly. I use the 21 EMA and the 50 MA on most time frames. The larger time frames. They work all the way down low too. I mean, it's just confluent amongst all time frames. But you know, if you're looking at like larger trend changes, 200 EMA, 200 MA, we're gonna talk about that right there. Look at that 200 EMA. Look, fam, it doesn't matter that they saved it. It really doesn't. In my opinion, it doesn't. Because here's the 200 MA, right? And all we're doing is we're producing the same. We're just coming back here. All right, hey, they saved it right here, huh? Look at these weeklies right here. Look how long they kept it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dumped. Okay. Everyone's shorting down here. Pumped. All right. Oversold down here, right? Same situation. Same situation, fam. Dumped. Oversold. Pumped. Oh, God. We're going to the moon. Dumped. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. In fact, I have brought all this to your attention today. I talked about this on Twitter, but most of you may not have understood what I'm talking about. All right, when we start tapping this trend line, not this trend line, excuse me, the 200 EMA. And if you don't know the difference between the EMA and MA, we have the orange one is the fast one, the EMA, exponential moving average, and the red one is the slow one, the moving average. When the fast one is above the slow one, it's bullish. When the fast one crosses down below the bullish, the trend is changing. On a large EMA and MA like the 200, that's a big deal, okay? When we hit the 200 EMA this time, back here in the .com bubble, okay, we hit it. Oh my god, we broke down, probably oversold at this point, very similar to what we're seeing now. Then we popped up, okay, went down, made a lower low. Okay, this is what we're looking at now, what I think we're looking at now. Let's just take away the 200 MA. We won't even talk about that trend change, just the 200 EMA. Here we go. Now the 200 EMA is resistance, support back in October 1990, 87 Black Swan event, supposedly, all the way back to like 81. Really, it's been really good support up to this point. Okay, we're looking at the .com bubble breakdown. Okay, from that point where we broke down, where we started testing it and broke down, is 35% for the bottom. Here we go, the housing crisis, whatever crisis, Madoff crisis, whatever crisis and narrative you want to put behind this crash recession, that's what happens. Okay, we've been in an up market for 12, 13 years, fam. It's realistic to have some type of sideways action pullback. Sideways action pullback, fam. Pulling back 40 to 50% is normal. This is going to happen 3 to 4 times in your life. When it happens, you want to buy. Unfortunately, we've only pulled back around 20%. A little bit more, actually 25%. NASDAQ even more, maybe about 35%. All right. So when we get to this weekly 200 EMA over here in the housing crisis, again, we're going to zoom in here because, you know, oh, hey, what are you talking about, Savage? Blah, blah, blah. This doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 candles. Again, we held above this. We broke down. Oh, my God. Big bear trap, big bull trap. And then we just broke down and we went to hell. Okay. Now, again, we're here. The rate hikes were way worse than back in 2008. Different economic climate. We didn't have a global war, really a European war / almost global war stirring up. And I say that if this is where we are now, I could expect something like this to happen, right? I drew up this fractal as an example. All right. Here we are testing it. We break down, right? We break back up above. Meanwhile, you know, the 200 EMA is still going this way, right? Still going that way, right, fam? You see that? This is kind of this is where we're at. This is the weekly chart, fam, on the S&P. All right, so Bitcoin does it. At this point, Bitcoin's not making any lows, right? Maybe it doesn't even make new lows. Maybe it's testing 17K at this point, but we're not talking about a new range. And then we break down to a new range right around here. This time that it took back then, really, was 203 days. That's about a little over half a year, fam. That's about 5 months. Okay? 5 months, fam. 5, 6 months. All right? We got 6, 7 months. We got 6, 7 months of this chop right here. And honestly, we could continue to grind this down sideways. Now, what would this mean if this is what happens, right? Well, it would mean exactly what we would expect on Bitcoin dominance. All right, Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion, has found a bottom. I'm going to respectfully call the bottom on Bitcoin dominance. I think we're going to only see up from Bitcoin dominance. How does Bitcoin dominance, does anyone know how Bitcoin dominance moves up? Well, it has aggressive moves up and then aggressive moves down. All right, so if that were to happen, and we saw very similar to what we saw back in 2018, right? We're going to have that sideways action that we had at 6K prior cycle. Okay, this, right? Move up, quick down. This is the daily. Okay, if we look to the weekly, where'd my chart go? Where'd my chart go? There it is. We're looking at the weekly. That's not that much time, right? Like we're looking at, let's see, if it just bottomed, let's say we're just on the third week right here to the lows, 203 days. Wow, holy shit. Didn't we just get this number from the S&P too? 203 days, about 6-7 months to get to the bottom. So even if you started buying at this price at 19K, right? Let's say if we started buying here at 19K and we went 203 days sideways. Bring up the 203 days sideways. From this point on, April next year, going into Q2 of next year. And we just saw right? Something like that. That would be ultimate pain. I mean, really, it would be ultimate pain. But that's what Bitcoin dominance suggests. What happens during this time as we go down and make new lows? And the new lows are probably the way Bitcoin is holding up, in my strong opinion, over time, and the way the S&P is dipping. New lows are soon, fam. New lows are soon. Like really, really soon. Yo, Trader UDN, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that, mad love. The new lows are soon. Like, I mean, soon as in like, you know, maybe over 200 days. Maybe they happen in November, like the last cycle, a year later, and the previous cycle is about 400 days, so a little bit more than a year. Maybe it happens over 203 days. As in soon as in like they're low. Like they're not that low. I think the lows, even though I think we could get as low as 4-6K, I don't think there's a chance we're gonna get 4-6K. I think anything we see below this price is a good buy. Even right now, I'm starting to spot buy Bitcoin. Anything below 20K, anything below 19K, I'm investing. I've probably put over 20% of my cash capital into Bitcoin below 20K. I have no problem admitting that. And I'll tell you, like the biggest thing is here, right? The biggest thing is, if we're just talking about levels, right? We're just talking about levels right here, okay? We're gonna make this simple as possible, okay? We're just drawing up some general levels, okay? Right? That's a good buy, right? Like when we were up here, fuck, we were all killing for 31K. Even around here, we were all killing for 31K, right? That's a good buy. What's this look like to you? That's a good buy, fam. What's that look like to you? That's a great buy. You buy and you run away. That's it. People, fam, let's be real. I do think we can make it down here. I do think we can make it down to this level. I really, really do think we can make it down to this level, fam. It's not going to happen overnight. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as people think are going to think. Have people seen what 18K looks like? 18K is CZ Binance right there with his like finger on a button, just hitting the buy button, dude. Like we can't even crack 18K, fam. What was the low? 18,157. Damn. I saw it too on the tickers. I was watching the charts at that time. But fam, like let's be real. Let's be real about this. Right? This is a good buy. Again, when we were going up, Of course. Everyone wanted 31K when we're at 69K, 60K, right? Then when you come down, you see this is realistic, right? Come down, you see this? Like, this is a good buy. It's not the great buy. This is the great buy. Fam, we're not looking, I don't care if we go down to 6K at this point. By this point, I've sold my dog, okay? I've sold my neighbor's dog. I've sold the neighbor's cats. I've sold everything possible to sell on eBay my entire life, and I've bought in Bitcoin. Good evening, Rip. Yeah, I'm just, man, it's just going to be a lot of pain. I think it's going to be a lot of pain here. It's going to be a lot of pain. Even if we make a higher high, test the yearly level. This yearly level is huge right here. That's the yearly level right there. It's big time. And then we're going to dip here, and we won't spend much time here before coming back up here. And then we'll probably spend a lot more time here. This is probably it. I mean, I feel very, very lucky. I'm so much more knowledgeable than I was, God, I'm so much more knowledgeable than I was 2018, 2017, 2019 about crypto, about price, charts. I mean, I feel so lucky. Look at this weekly. They're at the weekly level right now, basically. Daily, I would like to close green here. All right, nothing's changed. We're still in the best long-term buy signal. It's the hash ribbons. It's still chucking away right now. Can definitely see a pop up to 28K, maybe further, fam. It's just gonna take one whale. I can't express that enough. Like, this market's crazy. This market's crazy. We could easily have, I don't know, I'm thinking we could easily have like a, God, what was it? Hold on a second. And one day over here, we had this move 30%, 20%. It's nuts. 42%. Was that what? No, that wasn't. That was 1 week. This is it, and it happened. This was right after the close, so 40%. This was Friday. Kept going. It's crazy. This is actually Saturday, wasn't it? Yeah, Saturday. Then look at that bleed out. This is what's going to happen. Very similar. We're going to have this huge short squeeze, and we're just going to bleed out. Just horrible. 40%. I'm telling you right now. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. %40 would take us. Totally could see that, right? Get everyone bullish. Quick move up. Bitcoin dominance keeps continuing up after the bounce down here. Because what's going to happen with the S&P here is just like every other time. We're going to come down here. We're not going to get very far here. There's a lot of indicators that are telling us we're oversold here. Not necessarily the weekly, but the daily. And it might take some time for us to bottom. But the daily right here, low volatility on this, was somewhat absorbed. Look at the monthly. Monthly looks... Look at the monthly S&P, right? And look at the monthly Bitcoin. For once, I can argue... Man, why'd I do that? For once, I could argue Bitcoin is holding its own. Look at this. A very, very volatile... This is, in my opinion, this is actually bullish for Bitcoin, right? How is this not bullish for Bitcoin? S&P... The S&P is made up of companies, fam, that you can take to court if they leave you as a stock owner and they go bankrupt. That's like you're the last in line as a creditor. You are a creditor, but last in line. Okay? Bitcoin. So, I mean, right now, Bitcoin is 20K. We're at 19.3. 7 days left. It's 1 week away, $700 away from where it needs to close to hold the ground. On the short term, right? That 19.3. I don't think we're going to lose this low right now. I want to lose it. I want to lose this. I want to just drop to 14K. Everyone's talking shit, including me on Twitter, about I was right and they were wrong, or they were right and I was wrong, or whatever. I want to drop to the lows. I want to get there. It's going to take time, fam. We got elections. It's probably, I'm thinking Q4 this year, Q1 of next year is going to be time to really look at your interests in this market, whether you're buying equities and stuff. Fam, I'm not sure if you saw earlier, I threw up a Tesla chart that looked so mean. Oh my gosh, fam, look at this Tesla chart. Now I know a lot of you guys might not be able to get down with the stocks and stuff right here, but this is a head and shoulders if I've ever seen one. Oh my goodness. Monthly head and shoulders, fam. That's cool, you know? That makes sense. $110 Tesla. I'll just throw my bids down there right now. I'll actually put some bids at Tesla at 128. What do you guys think, huh? What's up, Z-Love? S&P, fam. Bitcoin. I mean, look at that monthly. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. So right now, there's really nothing to talk about. On the daily chart, fam, they bought this whole thing up. Would have been a hanging man. It got a little more wick at the top here, and I'd like to see a hanging man at the top of a wave like this. Like if the hanging man was up here, down here, I don't know so much. 2-day has strong volatility. Very good for bulls. This could be bullish. This could be that bounce I'm talking about. That could take us to 21, 22, 23, 25K. Bitcoin has been front running at the S&P in my opinion. S&P is a double bottom at, again, the weekly 200 EMA. I do expect to bounce soon, whether it's here or here. And when that happens, again, Bitcoin's been holding its own very well here. When that happens, Bitcoin is either going to front run it and bounce, or it's going to go a little bit lower and bounce, right? Like it's gonna be very similar to the S&P. So I don't think we're gonna lose this low. I don't think we're gonna lose this low yet. All right, I do think we're gonna hit this point at some point over the next shoot, man, 8 to 12 months, really. In the next 6 months, I'll be here though. You know, the best part is I'll be here every single night, like I've been every single night all summer through this tough market. It's a really tough market, and I understand it's hard to stay interested in this market, but there's a lot of good swings, fam. The DXY had a huge strong move up. That looks amazing. This move will pull back, don't worry. And when this move pulls back, Bitcoin's gonna pop. Bitcoin held its own. Here's the weekly Bitcoin, this tiny almost flat red coin, right? Candle, excuse me, coin, candle. And then here's the DXY weekly. I mean, so Bitcoin's doing all right. You can't fade this level, fam. Buy some spot, show some your support for Bitcoin itself. You don't have to buy a lot. I'm putting 20% of my capital right here towards Bitcoin, because when that bounce comes, fam, you don't know how far we can go. Great spot position, spot trade. I'm doing my best to swing in this market. It's very tough. You know, we've saw a couple good moves. I missed this move down. Very ashamed. Very not ashamed of myself. Not ashamed. Not ashamed. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? But no, for real though. I was kind of disappointed myself. And last night called a great short at the close, saying how the daily looked bearish. Weekly is being absorbed on the volatility. That's good. We have a bullish divergence kind of printing out. Not so much yet, but on the weekly. So there's a lot of good factors. No reason, fam, to be extremely bearish yet. You know, like at this price. Obviously, we should be bearish. Like it's unfortunately, but this is an accumulation zone until it's not, fam. Yeah, you know, this is it's the zone, baby. It's the zone. But anyways, I'm gonna call it a quick stream, 30 minutes, fam. Mad love, appreciate all y'all. Be on tomorrow night, Friday night. Thank you for coming by. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. Come on tomorrow night. I know it's Saturday though. If you're busy, I understand, but come by. It might be, look, I think we're gonna actually dump into the weekly Sunday, but you know, we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens this weekend. It's gonna be some total fuckery. All right, and as long as we close tonight under, real quick, as long as we close tonight under 19.566 is the line. Here's the hold on. Let me show you why. The why matters, fam. As long as we close under that line, nothing has changed, fam. Okay, nothing has changed. Got a little double bottom here. That's cool. That's pretty. I don't give a fuck if it's a double bottom or not. I don't play those. But I'll tell you what, right now, this is resistance, this is support. Nothing changes all weekend. This is the range. When you get up here, short it, and you get down here, long it until we break range. And the CME closed at 18, really 18.8. All right, so yeah, that means that if the CME is 18.8, fam, we're just gonna come all the way back down. Yeah, let's see what happens. Mad love, appreciate all you.